First Dibs for Londoners.
Thank you, Chairman. I want to make sure that Londoners get the benefit of as many of the new homes we build as possible. The problem now is that too many Londoners feel they are not benefiting from new homes built in the capital, particularly when new homes are bought as gold brick investments and left empty. It's clear that these homes are not helping any Londoners' housing situation. The example of the tower at St George's Wharf hit the headlines recently. This tower contains 240 apartments, of which 184 have no one registered to vote, of which over 130 are foreign-owned, and of which none are affordable. This is clearly at the extreme, but it's clear we need to make sure Londoners benefit from more of the new homes we build. The previous mayor appeared to recognise that Londoners have been missing out on the opportunity to buy new homes when they're sold off-plan overseas. He set up a concordat to try and tackle this problem, and as I said earlier, it has not been robust or effective in dealing with this problem. The GLA has not been able to actively monitor or enforce the marketing activities of the signatories, and if the concordat is broken, there is no effective sanction available anyway. I want to take a better approach, and it's clear we need further research and data to understand the problem in fine detail and to develop potential solutions. Any options we develop will be mindful of the needs of home builders to raise project finance, and I'll make sure our approach supports new development coming forward. When we're discussing First Dibs for Londoners, it is of course essential we build more affordable homes that Londoners can benefit from, like genuinely affordable homes to buy for Londoners who have been stuck renting privately for years. My officers are working on a range of options about how to offer Londoners First Dibs on more new and affordable housing, and I'll announce details in due course.
Okay, well, thank you very much for that. And the Green Assembly members who came before me have spent a lot of time highlighting the failures of the previous mayor's concordat. So I do welcome that. I also welcome the idea of getting more research and data done on this, because it is very, very hard to work out what's going on. I want to ask, a new replacement for the concordat would mainly cover the marketing of new private homes, but I believe your policy was intended also to cover the homes that Homes for Londoners build, things that are built on TfL and other GLA land. So can you outline how your range of options might look at applying your First Dibs for Londoners policy there?
Well, that's one of the things that the, to paraphrase some member sitting not far from your left, the excellent Deputy Mayor Murray is looking into, and if you've got ideas, please feel free to pass them on to Deputy Mayor Murray. I mean, the idea is to make sure that the new homes we build in London on public land are available to Londoners, and there are a number of ways of doing so. Residency is one way. What we're going to do in relation to the shared ownership homes is if you've been renting for a long period of time with a private landlord, you can jump in the queue in relation to getting one of those shared ownership homes. And there are other ideas we've got, but I would strongly advise, if you've got ideas, feel free to please speak to Deputy Mayor Murray, because what's important is that we have a solution that addresses the grievance Londoners have, is that new homes that are built aren't for them.
So going on to that, really, the definition of Londoners that you use, what I worry is that you mean to focus priority on how long people have lived here already and discriminate against recent arrivals. And I think we both agree that the problem isn't people coming to live in London. The problem is people treating homes as investments that they don't live in, i.e. your famous gold bricks. So do you agree it's better that any kind of First Dibs policy should be welcoming to people who want to live in London and should focus on requirements for future occupancy rather than past residency?
I'm a very welcoming mayor. I mean, the point is this, look, we know local authorities around London have different policies in relation to allocation of council homes, the residence requirement. Some local authorities have fewer years than others. And so we already have a system in place where length of time in an area, length of time in London, can determine your place on a waiting list, allocation of homes. My point is this: in the absence of a change in legislation from Parliament, there is only so much I can do, and I will use all the tools at my disposal to ensure the homes we build in London are affordable and built for Londoners.
Okay, that doesn't quite fit in with what your Deputy Mayor for Housing told us earlier this month. He said that First Dibs was a principle that would apply to people who had lived here for a number of years, and people who move here to work. I wondered if you could maybe clarify whether that's also what you're thinking about.
Well, there'll be lots of different developments across London. I mean, the same will apply to all developments. And what's important is we have a system which means that homes that are built for Londoners rather than investors overseas.
So it seems that what you're saying is that your affordable homes that you're building on TfL land would have a residency requirement.
There are different plans we've got. So, for example, when it comes to giving permission for homes on private land, we want local authorities to be saying to the developer, one of the conditions of you getting permission to build these homes, they could be market value homes, they could be all sorts of homes, is that the homes that you sell, you market here for a period of time before you market them overseas.
I was just asking specifically about the homes that you build and whether you'd have a residency requirement.
No, you're asking for a one-size-fits-all definition of a Londoner. And what I'm making to you is there are different provisions for different developments. And what we want to do in the London plan going forward is to understand the different needs of different parts of London. For example, a development in Southwark may be different for obvious reasons to one in Croydon, and we need to understand that.
Okay, well, that is something, and we'll have to keep talking about this. One thing Camden Council is trying to do is introduce in its new plan, a requirement or an expectation that the homes will be lived in, whether that's market developments or ones that they do. And I hope you'd be looking at doing that within the London plan provisions as well.
Yeah, I mean, Camden's a very good council. One of the reasons why Camden are trying to do this is because they're using all the tools they've got to stop properties being left empty. And it's something that I find quite attractive.